Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Shaughnessy, and if you like my vibe, subscribe. So I'm so excited today, you all, because I am starting a series for my channel, and it's going to be called I Fancy This and That. And I want to explain it to you before I start. So when I watch reviews, what helps me the most is to see a perfume. If someone's reviewing this perfume and they say, and it smells like this, you know, if you like this perfume, more than likely you'll like, you know, whatever they're reviewing. And I haven't seen anyone consistently do that. And so I thought it would be fun for me to start a series because I know that helps me. So the first perfumes I'm going to be talking about in my I Fancy This and That episode 1 is Roberto Cavalli Gemma di Paradiso, Good Girl by Carolina Herrera, and Good Girl, y'all, Leger by Carolina Herrera. So, as you all know, well, if you watched my previous videos, I was so excited when I found Roberto Cavalli Gemma di Paradiso because it was sold out and I was like hunting it down everywhere, okay? And when I initially smelled this, I said, oh my goodness, this reminds me of Carolina Herrera Good Girl. But then some people in the comments, especially I believe it was Yummy411, said, well, to me, this reminds me the most, not of Good Girl, but of Good Girl Leger. So I said, you know, I've been wanting this shoe anyway, as you'll see it in the haul, me gushing over it. And I said, okay, that would be fun to have them all and compare them. So first I'm going to start with the one that you hear so much about on YouTube right now, and that is Gemma di Paradiso. So I'm going to tell you the notes, and I have my notes in front of me. Tuberose, tonka bean, you know what, I'm reading the wrong notes, excuse me. For Gemma di Paradiso, this is described as an oriental floral fragrance. It has pear, mandarin orange, jasmine, precious woods, vanilla, and amber. And this, on initial spray to me, smells exactly, just practically identical to Good Girl Leger, okay? But as I wore it on my skin, it reminded me, as it dried down, of Good Girl. So it's a lighter, sweeter version of the original Good Girl. And then on initial spray, like for the first, I want to say 10 to 15 minutes, it smelled exactly like Good Girl Leger. So that is why this is in my first episode, because of I Fancy This and That. This is to me a perfect mixture of these two fragrances, okay? And on my skin, I get vanilla, jasmine, pear. As it dries down, I get that woodiness. It's just delicious to me, okay? And it's just wonderful. It projects well. It lasted where I could smell it strongly for 8 hours. Like I would get whiffs of it as I was moving around for 8 hours. I didn't spray it on my clothes. I just did my skin, and I smelled it that long, just spraying it on my skin. So that's Gemma di Paradiso. So I'm going to talk about Good Girl because I know, you know, this has been all over YouTube for years. So I'm going to be quick with this one. It's tuberose, tonka bean, jasmine, cocoa, some coffee, and is described as an oriental floral gourmand. And when I think of this fragrance, I think smoky, sexy, mysterious, kind of like not dark, but like a, you know, it's with an edge. This has an edge to it, in my opinion. But the funny thing is, I have worn this numerous times, and I have sprayed heavily on my skin and heavily on my clothes, and I have never received a compliment from this fragrance. I mean, not once. I still love this fragrance though, but that just annoys me some. I like compliments. I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend I don't. I like to be complimented. That's my favorite compliment, is when someone says, "Oh, Shaughnessy, you smell so good. What are you wearing? Oh, you smell so pretty." That's my favorite compliment to receive. So I like this, and you know, but I've never received a compliment from it. So on my skin, this doesn't project strongly to me. I know other people say it's beast mode. On me, I don't believe it is. It's a soft, moderate projection. I can smell it, but I don't feel enveloped in the fragrance for me with this scent. But I love the way it smells. So I'm going to continue to wear it because, you know, I like it, even though I'm waiting on a compliment from it. So next is Good Girl Leger. And the notes in this are jasmine, ylang ylang, tonka bean, sandalwood. Okay, that's all I have down. So this to me is a lighter, more floral version of Good Girl. And when I wear it, I get sweet citrus, slightly powdery, you know, very sweet floral fragrance on me with a little pepperiness. And this wore 8 hours too. But it was a very, after, I want to say 4 hours, it was very soft. I had to, you know, smell myself really close. It was a very soft projection, but it was still there. Again, I did not spray my clothes with this. And this one and the Roberto Cavalli are newer to my collection. So I'm not gonna have any compliments from these yet, okay? I'm gonna be trying them out to see, and then I'll let y'all know. But I haven't received any compliments. And this one, to me, the more it dried down on me, it was a more very creamy floral fragrance on me. But I really like this also. So just to go over really quickly, they all last on my skin for 8 hours. The strongest projection was the Roberto Cavalli Gemma di Paradiso for me. The softest projection was the Good Girl, this name just rolled off my tongue easily, Leger. This was the softest projection. So to get to the bottom line, if you fancy or if you like Good Girl, the original, okay, more than likely you're going to like Gemma di Paradiso. If you like Good Girl Leger, you will like Gemma di Paradiso, because if you've sprayed this and you've smelled it and worn it, that top note, the top notes that last, you know, for like 15-30 minutes, this smells identical to my nose to Paradiso. And the dry down of this to my nose, I get more of Good Girl. But this is its own fragrance, I want to say, because from the notes, this doesn't have the same notes. It has a few, the jasmine, I believe, and the vanilla, but it doesn't have the other notes that are in the Good Girls. So when it's on your skin and it's just its own fragrance as it dries down. It still reminds me of it, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's a straight up dupe. But if you like this fragrance, more than likely you're gonna like the Good Girl fragrances, okay? And then if you vice versa, if you like the Good Girl fragrances, more than likely you will like or fancy the Gemma di Paradiso. So I'm going to rate them from my least favorite, even though I want to make it clear I like and enjoy all of these fragrances, but I'm going to rate them from my least favorite to my most favorite. So my least favorite has to be the Good Girl Leger, because it was the softest projection, but it's very pretty. It's very pretty. And like I said, I didn't spray like I normally would spray this time around. So, but for right now, this is at number 3. The original Good Girl is number 2. And my absolute favorite is the Gemma di Paradiso, because this is just an effortlessly sexy fragrance. It reminded me of those immediately. Well, the Good Girl, because I had smelled Leger, but I just couldn't remember how it smelled until I purchased it. I was like, oh, okay, I remember. But this is my favorite, okay? This is good. So I hope this was helpful, because that's what helps me the most in reviews, because a lot of people don't know what all these notes smell like, and I don't either. I'm not gonna sit here in front. I don't know what, every little note smells like, and that doesn't help me. Some notes I know, yes, I like that if it's in a fragrance, okay, but all the notes, no. So that's what helps me the most when I say, if someone says, oh, well, if you like Good Girl, then more than likely you will like Gemma di Paradiso. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment below telling me if this style of video is helpful to you, because I'm really excited about this series. And I don't know how many I'm going to do each month, but this is something I'm really excited about, because I just see a need for it. I see a need for it, and I want to be the one to fill that need. Please leave me a comment below. I just said that. But leave me a comment below also telling me what you think about these fragrances, because I'm interested to know if your opinion, do you think they smell alike? Do you think because all our noses are different. I can only tell you how they smell to me, and what I get from my nose and on my skin. Please turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified each and every time I upload a video, especially when I upload my next I Fancy This and That Fragrance Edition episode 2 coming soon. All right, y'all, please share this video with anyone who you think would be interested, because I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by September, and I need y'all's help to get your girl there. So, and I appreciate everyone who has subscribed, and we're, commenting and building a relationship on the channel. It's been so much fun, and I want to keep it rolling and growing, okay? So as I always say, if you like my vibe, subscribe. Until next time, bye.